Got it recorded.
So good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name is Mary Lois Bolka. I am the Sector and Strategies Coordinator for the Northwest Wisconsin Workforce Investment Board, and I'm also the Coordinator for the Northwest Wisconsin Business Services team. And this team has launched an interactive monthly webinar series with regional workforce partners discussing how they can help businesses connect with talent and training resources. This webinar series will provide listeners with relevant information about the workforce and economic trends, as well as explain resources that are currently available in the region to help employers continue to grow and expand their businesses. Before we get started, I just want to let you all know the next webinar is scheduled to take place on Tuesday, October 10th, and it will give an interview of how businesses can work with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Today's webinar is presented by Andrew Johnson with the Wisconsin Job Service. He will be featuring an overview of the basics of how businesses can utilize the Job Center of Wisconsin's website to find candidates, post job openings, and access labor market information. So we will have time for questions after the presentation. So Andy, I'll pass it off to you.
Thank you. Like I said, this is Andy Johnson, and today what I'm going to do is just give you a demo using our educational environment. It's not the actual Job Center of Wisconsin, it's an educational one, so all the jobs that are in here that we have posted in here are fake jobs, and all the resumes that we will look at or be able to look at are fake resumes and the fake participants. So, for demonstration purposes, so somebody like me who's demonstrating won't get in there and mess somebody's job posting or their resume up. We'll start here, but it's actually just a copy of the jobcenterwisconsin.com, so it's the same material. If you look up there, rotating right now are some ads right here, and they're just ads that are put on there and changed on a regular basis based on what's new with the jobcenterwisconsin.com or new workforce initiatives going on, such as the Career Expo and those type of things. There's also a quick job search here. You don't need to be registered on the Job Center of Wisconsin to do a quick job search, but in order to explore a job, you have to be registered. And if we just quickly type in a zip code here, and we'll do the Superior one. We hit search now, you'll see that there's jobs will show up in Superior that we have loaded in here. And so if you just want to get an idea what jobs are out there in your market area, you can do that. If you look on the top here, there's the home, employers, job seekers, and featured industries. We're at the home page right now. Employers, this is where you would go for all your employer needs. And then we got the job seeker ribbon up here. Also on the very top, there's some other ribbons, blue ribbon right on the very top here that can give you some resources. If we click on the employer part and post a job, we're going to need to log in, and I have a fake ID here. Makes me sound like I'm 16, but I do have a fake ID here. And if we go here, we're in the employers part, post a job. This is where you would go to post your jobs. We're going to go down and we're going to go job posting summary. And we're going to pretend we're at the Lake Superior Hospital, what we've called it. And we're going to go all sites. If you have multiple sites for your company, you would select whatever site well, I can go there. It will show you the different sites. And because we only have one site, it shows all the job postings are here that we have posted for Lake Superior Hospital. If we look at a job posting here, we'll go through it a little bit. The first page is the company information. When you register, you'll be putting that company information on. You can even put a logo in right here. We go to tab 2 up here, and it'll give us a description. And the thing I wanted to point out here is you put a job title in, you hit search when you post a job, and it'll come up with you'll have to pick an occupational category. And in this case, we put in registered nurse, and we picked registered nurses. The occupational category is a federal job category, and there are some pre-made duties out here, and you can select any of these duties for your job posting, or you can actually write your own duties. But if you select these duties or skills that the employee will need, they will match up with the job seekers' resumes. They select the same skills when they put in a job for the same duties. And so you'll want to do that. You can select up as many duties as you want as long as you don't exceed the 4,000 character limit. And if you go across the tabs, you can select the requirements and put in your own requirements, your pay, your benefits, all that information. It's very easy for you to do. And you can select details. But if we go here to find candidates, after we post a job posting, we can use it to find candidates too, based on those duties that we put in there. And so if you did that, you would also come up with the resumes here of people that have posted looking for registered nursing work. And it's really matching what they put in their resume. Another way that we can do that is go up under here under employers and hit search resumes, and we can go under healthcare and hit search, and we'll come up with nurses too under there. So there's a couple of different ways you can use this website. In order to use it for resume searching and posting jobs, you do have to create a login and register. And the big thing about registering and creating a login is it just takes a little bit of time, and you'll have to put in your federal employer identification number and or your unemployment identification number, and that allows us to make sure that you're an actual employer and not somebody that's trying to scam job seekers or our system. And so we go through a verification process, so it's not instantaneously. It'll take a day or two for you to get the verification to go back on and do the job postings. Now, this matching feature, like I said, also works for job seekers. I'll just show you how that works. I'm going to log in as a job seeker. If I wasn't dyslexic with my fingers, it would be okay. Okay, I've logged in, and as a job seeker, we can go down to edit a resume, and this person has 3 resumes on, and they can put 3 resumes on. If we just go view update, you'll see that they have similar skills to what we have been putting in. And that's where we get the matching. And down here we pick the job categories, they select the job category, and that gets matched to what the employer puts in for and their job posting. And they'll put their job history in, and those, you can see, those are also added onto there. So when they put in a job, They go job history, and then they actually put in the job and do the search and get the actual category, the ONET category, the federal category, same as you do when you put a job posting in. So it's a self-matching system. And under availability, they'll put where here they put the zip code in and how far they're willing to travel, which then is part of the matching system too. And when they put theirs in, it's very similar to what an employer will put into their system. Now, if we go back to the original spot with their resume here, they can also, just like an employer can with their job orders, they can take their resumes and hit a skills match here and come up with jobs that are similar, are based on the skills that they put in there and their job categories. If we hover right here, you'll see the jobs that they put in. We'll put charge RN right there. We'll go to that one. These little flames mean it's a hot job, which really means that it's a job that's in great demand. If you hover above that and select it, it'll tell you why it's considered a hot job right there. And healthcare in Wisconsin is a growing category. Okay, I'm going to log out as a job seeker, and I'm going to talk a little bit about labor market information now. There's a couple places you can find labor market information on our on the Job Center of Wisconsin. It's right up here under LMI, or down here under these buttons right here, labor market exploration. If you're down here and you click more, you'll come to this here page right here, and I'm going to show you all the information that you need, or all the labor market information. You could create your own page like this, but it'll let you look at the labor market. But if you want to save, your widgets, there's a bunch of widgets here with different labor market information. If you want to save it, you have to log in, and I'm going to log in as the business owner again. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here, and we're going to customize my LMI page, and we can drag our widgets up here, and we can search for different occupations like job openings in Wisconsin. So if we go nurse and hit search, we can select the category. We're just going to go with registered nurses and show jobs. It just takes a second. And it'll show us where the jobs are at this point in time in Wisconsin that are being offered to nurses. And of course, down in the southern part, we're going to see more jobs than we are in our northern counties. We can also do this with a candidate. We can select this, and we'll do the same thing, nurse. And this will show us where our candidates are in the state of Wisconsin. And remember that we're just doing this as a test demonstration. We do the same thing with county wages. The nice thing about county wages, we can compare different county wages. So we're going to hit nurse again, or type in nurse. Hit search, and we'll get the ONET or code, registered nurses. And then we're going to select the counties. And we can select a couple different counties here. We can compare counties, and for our demonstration, we're just going to compare Douglas and Dane. Dane being Madison, Douglas being Superior, and get results. And it will show us the different wages from the 2 different counties, which, may help you attract different candidates, or may tell you why candidates are moving to one county or another, or it just may help you decide on the wages that you want to offer in the county that you live in also. Another widget that you might find interesting, find education and training. We select that one. We're going to type in our zip. We're going to pick, we're going to pick 54880, and we're going to go 15 miles out. And I'm going to type nurse again and hit search. And we're going to select registered nurses again. And now let's go 25 miles. Show locations of places where people can get nurse training for registered nurses. And it just takes a second, and you'll see the 3 schools in the area of Superior that offer registered nurse training. If we go further out, again, it'll show us more locations. Maybe we have to go 75 miles out. Hit show locations. And it does take a second for it to work, because there's a few things there. So that's, once we've decided on the widgets that we want, we can hit Save Layout. And it will save our layout for us. And then when we come back, we can always come back into that, and that will be there under, if we go to the home page, if we want to just go to My LMI, that will bring it right up for you under that layout, and then you'll have those right handy for you, and you won't have to look through them. After you've logged out and logged back in, that'll be right there for you. Now we're going to go back to the home page. If you've been saving resume searches, you can go to My Favorite Resume Searches. All right, got an issue here. We'll go to employers. If you've been looking for resumes, once you've put in your criteria, when I showed you before, search for resumes, you can save your resume searches and it saves your criteria. So if we go to registered nurses and run search, it puts in the criteria so we don't have to add all these criteria right here. It'll automatically come up to that every time that we hit the resume search. See that? There. And if you select, when you're doing the resume searches here, and I'm scrolling, I'm probably driving you nuts, but if you check those there that you want to send emails to, right down here, you can send emails at the very bottom, right here, just put in a message, have opening for registered nurse, your shift and whatever, please refer to job posting such and such a number, and you preview the email and then send, and it'll send it to those job seekers. I think that's a really nice feature if you're looking for employees and you're recruiting for employees. Okay, I'm going to show you on the job seeker side. And we can see up here under My JCW that they have their own little My JCW here, and you can look at their resumes here. They can go to resume there. They can go down and see if they want to do a skills match for their resumes. The job openings in the state, they can say widgets the same way as you would as an employer. And it's just nice to know that the job seekers, where they're at compared to the employers too, that they basically have it's a mirrored system, that they are matching same things that you're matching. If you're both using the same statements, it should provide you with the best candidates out there that have the skills that you're looking for. It's also telling them if they're unemployed, it'll give the job seekers information about unemployment and how to do the work searches and such things. And their favorite job searches are right here, and all they have to do is click on it, and they will come up with jobs in the Superior area, just like you did with your favorite resume searches as an employer. I'm going to log back out of that. And just a few more things as an employer. Again, in order to start using our system, you may want to just create a login. If you actually go to employers and hit post a job, it'll ask you to create a login. You do that, and then it'll come to a company registration page, and that is where you would like to put in all your information for your company that will show up in that first page of your job posting. And now you'll be required to have a federal employer identification number or an unemployment identification number in order to get access to our system. And the reason we do that is it's a couple-fold. Is one, to verify that you are an employer in Wisconsin or have employees in Wisconsin. And it also keeps different, like name companies apart if we use that system. And so that way we keep everything separated, and we use those numbers for clarifying that situation. We're at 11:28, and I'd like to give a couple minutes if anybody has some questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them right now. Anybody out there?
We're here, Andy.
Okay. No questions?
Going once? Going twice?
All right. Well, Andy, thank you so much. That was a great presentation. We really appreciate it. Again, this webinar has been recorded and will be available on our website in about 1 to 2 business days. Otherwise, if anybody has any questions, you can feel free to contact us or Andy.
Just 1 second here. Oops. I'm trying to put up my, can you see my screen with the questions there now?
Not currently.
What?
So it's waiting for you to share screen. Oh, now you're back up.
And does it say questions up there, or is it just showing the Job Center?
Oh, it just shows the Job Center.
Well, if you have any questions, and I'm not able to share my screen for some reason, it won't let me share. Anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of our Workforce Investment Board, and they have my contact information. Otherwise, you could call me at 715-339-7255, 715-339-7255, and I'd be glad to walk you through the process or help you out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.